What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep, what recent news, topics, tweets, videos y'all want me to talk about tomorrow. Yeah guys, we have a lot of news today. No crazy big stories, but a lot of little smaller to mid stories and things that you guys probably want to know about, especially in gaming. So we're gonna go get started, but I just want to say in case you guys missed yesterday's video, go ahead and watch it. I reacted to a video of a woman who thought that she was a dog in a relationship. So the idea and the goal going forward is that I can drop you guys some reaction type videos every other day when there is no news. So we can let the news stack up, but you can watch something that's interesting and enjoyable in the meantime. And then also just a casual reminder to drop a like on the video if you guys are enjoying the series. Let's get into the needs to know segment for today. So number one, and probably needs to know, Ludwig just reached 200,000 subscribers on Twitch. In case you guys don't know who Ludwig is a Twitch streamer. He's currently doing a subathon where he streams non-stop, and every time he receives a sub, he gets like 10 seconds added to a clock or a timer where he has to basically keep streaming. And yeah, this is a pretty big deal because he's like literally the only second person that's actually reached 200,000. I think the only other person that's done this was like Ninja. I think he has the record of the most subscribers of like 275k. So we don't know if Ludwig is actually going to be able to pass Ninja, but with this entire momentum that's going forward, he's actually going to stop doing the stream in 31 days. It's already been 3 weeks, so there's only 1 week left in order to basically get Ludwig to get over Ninja's sub count. So yeah. Number two, in movie news, Loki just released this official trailer for the Marvel Capcom universe. Loki being, the god of, was it trickery or the god of, I can't remember. But yeah, the series comes out June 11th. If you watch the trailer, you'll see him and Owen Wilson. Those are the two main people that just kind of pop up. And yeah, I'm excited to watch that because Loki's one of my favorite people from the Marvel Capcom universe. So if you're curious, yeah, that's going to be happening in like 2 months. Number three, what you probably need to know, and this was a topic that you guys want me to talk about, but I didn't really feel like it needed like a long, extended intro or anything like that. But yeah, Yellowwood and a lot of you guys said Build-A-Bear has partnered with Nintendo to make Animal Crossing plushies. And yeah, in case you guys are curious of what the plushies look like, here they are from the website. You can get Tom Nook and you can get Isabelle. However, when there's good news, there always has to be bad news on Twitter. This made a lot of people on Twitter upset because there was only two people. Specifically, there was no KK Slider and there was no Celeste. Celeste being the owl here and KK Slider being the guy that plays the guitar. So people kind of upset that there wasn't more, but it's Twitter. What do you expect? And yeah, guys, that's three things that you probably need to know. Let's get into the news segments that you guys wanted to talk about today. All right, guys, so this one was a pretty big deal. Dimitri and a lot of you guys also asked me to talk about this. Apparently, Genshin Impact fans are wanting to raise awareness for indigenous misrepresentation and colorism, but got F 6 days into Wednesday because number one, the hashtag boycott Genshin is not the way to bring awareness to the company, and number two, it got bloated with crapos. So you guys, in case you guys weren't aware, and it's funny because we actually talked about this exact subject with extra credits like the last video. But yeah, Genshin Impact is this waifu gacha vortex game. It kind of looks like Zelda Breath of the Wild, but with anime girls. And yeah, take the best of two worlds and you got Genshin Impact. So yeah, there's a lot of sources, there's a lot of things that basically happen. We're going to switch over to an article with Kotaku that says hashtag boycott Genshin is tearing the Genshin Impact community apart. So what is going on? I've heard a little bit about this. It looks like it has something to do with the hilly trolls. The hilly trolls are these little creatures right here that dance around, and there was some drama around them because they were dark and people were comparing them to like black people or evil people. I don't know, but I'm guessing that they are the reason why that people were upset. The article released last night, Genshin Impact became trending on Twitter for all the wrong reasons. Which ones exactly? Well, that's the thing. Nobody can really agree on what lies at the core of the erupting volcano that has been sprouted next to developer MiHoYo Cash Cow. If you guys don't know, MiHoYo is the publisher or developer. I don't know, it's one of those two companies. But basically, they're in charge of Genshin Impact. Currently, the boycott Genshin hashtag is composed of legitimate complaints about stereotypes, some others that require no small number of asterisks, and a whole lot of arguing about which is which. Continuing, while it is difficult to trace the exact origin of the hashtag, it appears to have really picked up speed as the result of a discussion about hilly churls, one of Genshin Impact's most common enemy types, and a developer video briefly depicting an indigenous dance being used as a point of reference for them. But others have suggested that the conversation kicked off because of rumors that upcoming endgame content has been delayed. Since the hashtag began, it has trended multiple times under different names and picked up additional bones to pick, including accusations of racism and colorism involving two playable characters, Xinyan and Kaya, and minor NPCs lusting after other characters who are children. Oh, bro. Alright, welcome to the anime community. I'm not trying to talk about lowlies or the relationships in the anime community. I ain't trying to get into all that because I'm not trying to get this video demonetized. So let's just keep reading. Alright, so moving on. Each argument is a minefield unto itself, with the larger hashtag boycott Genshin minefield. The Hilly Troll discussion is the clearest cut, which is saying something because it's still not entirely clear cut. What is definitely true is that MiHoYo showed a video of an indigenous dance being used as a reference for his animalistic humanoid enemy species in a studio tour video, and that's not great. According to Kotaku, quote unquote, I just want to say that the Hilly Trolls being inspired by indigenous people is absolutely not okay, end quote, a player who identifies as indigenous wrote on Twitter. Continuing, people used to laugh at their dance and just people, including me. Now finding out about this is really hurtful. It makes us feel like we are being mocked for something that means so much to us. Our culture is not something for you to take and just use MiHoYo. It is not okay. It's not funny, and I'm really disappointed. A lot of us are. Okay, so I think that I know what they're talking about, because they're talking about the Hilly Trolls, and the Hilly Trolls, they have this dance. There was a video of a Hilly Troll basically dancing, doing like a tribal dance to like some music in the background, and I thought it was fire. I thought it was hot, and I have some Native American in me. My grandmother was like, she was Navajo, and so yeah, I think I'm legit allowed to talk about this. I can say, because I got some Navajo blood in me, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, continuing, even some of the anti-hashtag boycott Genshin crowd have agreed that MiHoYo dropped the ball here. Others, however, have pointed out that the Hilly Trolls are not purely villainous, quote unquote, they're being manipulated by a different group of villains, and also that they bear a pretty strong resemblance to vocal blends from one of the Genshin Impact's biggest influences, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I've already talked about. The former point misunderstands why stereotypes are harmful. They're not suddenly okay just because characters who might not be villains are enacting them. While the latter gets at a much larger topic that the hashtag boycott Genshin hashtag is only beginning to dive into, quote unquote, the presence of primitive humanoid enemies in many action adventure games and RPGs. Alright guys, I got tired of reading the article because it was just a lot of more fluff and stuff. I think the person had their own personal opinions, and they were kind of inserting into the topic, which is completely fine. You can do that, but I didn't feel like reading into it. So I decided to go to the source, the heart of the matter, which is always Twitter. And as soon as I hit up the hashtag boycott Genshin, I start seeing memes all over the place. This person said, my reaction when I saw boycott Genshin is trending LOL, and it's a picture that says, dear customer, please learn the difference between fantasy and reality. Yours faithfully, Mondstadt General Goods. This hashtag says boycott Genshin is basically like, and it has the Kingdom Hearts 3 meme with Woody. It says minorities on the internet kind of just sitting back, and 14-year-old wine girls who are basically complaining on behalf of them. So yeah, as I scroll down, it looks like this hashtag has been taken over by people who are just making fun of the situation. Whatever message was initially supposed to be made about it, it's people taking over it and memeing about it instead. So yeah, I found another tweet that basically, I guess it confirms that MiHoYo was definitely taking inspiration from indigenous people when it comes to creating the Hilly Trolls. And it says hashtag boycott Genshin. I've been waiting for this moment! Exclamation mark. They've been waiting their entire lives for this moment. Did y'all know that MiHoYo used indigenous people as reference for Hilly Trolls? 2 question marks. They're not even trying to hide it. And it's a 2-second video where I'm guessing this is maybe the producers or the publishers of MiHoYo showing how they created this character, and they have some indigenous people dancing in the background. So yeah, and as you scroll down in the comments, you know, the biggest rated things is the problem is where exactly. This person said, Genshin's fandom never fails to scratch my head. If taking inspirations for a villain/enemy from a real-world entity considered racist, then how are they going to create any enemies? Are you hoping Genshin plays like The Sims or having butterfly as enemies, or what? This person said, are people just to ignore the entire part with Hilly Trolls where they are shown to be peaceful outside of being manipulated by the Abyss Order? Also, I'm just saying that if I want to depict something tribal in an animation, I'm going to use the tribal people as reference. This guy said, why is it considered offensive? And which someone replied said, because the characters belittle the Hilly Trolls and treat them like dumb animals. That's not a nice portrayal of indigenous culture coming from a BIPOC Genshin fan who needs to farm domains tonight. And yeah, I'll just read 2 more popular replies to this tweet or whatever. Somebody said, me sees Genshin Impact being canceled by Twitter. Also me shrugs. I enjoy the game. Not going to let people behind the screen dictate what I can and can't enjoy. They can be mad as much as they want. Not going to let them ruin my fun, or they can't dictate my life. That's just a person who just does not care. And this person said the Hilly Turtles were humans before. The game isn't done yet, so we still don't know the whole story. LMAO. This is the reason why I hate Twitter. Some of y'all are being dramatic. So yeah, guys, I'm pretty sure this has been a topic of conversation before when it comes to Genshin Impact and the tribal people. And this is a point of contention with a lot of video games whenever any of their characters resemble any kind of person or place or thing in real life. They're like, whoa, did you just compare a video game character to something in real life? And should you be doing that in a way where it's evil or villainous? To be honest, personally, I don't really have a strong opinion about the situation. I do feel like this is, again, another situation where Twitter is kind of like finding ways to be upset with things. Like, I think this conversation will happen again in the future in another couple of months. Every so often it will circulate where someone will have a problem with something, and even if the issues are legit, it's probably going to get shrugged off because this is miHoYo. This is Genshin Impact. They are a Chinese company. They don't care. China does not care about you or me or any of our feelings. China is China. Not to say that what's happening in China is right, doesn't make it right. Does not make it right. A lot of things that happen in China, not right. But unfortunately, nothing's going to change about it. It's just bringing awareness. You're not going to be able to cancel this game because of something like this. But as a person with indigenous roots, I mean, I don't know. I don't find it offensive. I'm sure there are some people who do find it offensive. It's just one of those situations, again, where like I feel like, you know, there is a culture, there's a group of people, there's some minorities, whether you're black or indigenous or whatever, and there's something that's, you know, hurting people or making a lot of people feel offended. And when we say a lot of people, we don't know who those people are. We don't know if these group of people are indigenous, or we don't know if these group of people are 14-year-old white girls who are basically trying to, you know, stand on a podium and cancel somebody on behalf of us. You know what I'm saying? I truly don't know what's at play here, but I don't think anything is going to come of it. I'm pretty sure people are just going to shrug this off, and Genshin Impact and miHoYo is going to continue to make millions and millions off this Gacha Vortex game. So yeah, that's the Genshin Impact being Twitter canceled in a nutshell. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about it. I don't really have any very strong opinions about it. I don't really know where I stand on it. The way I do think it kind of sucks though that on Twitter, when you do want to share something important, that it can basically get clustered by people who don't care and can get memes. So it loses its entire meaning. But at the same time, Twitter is not a place to have conversations. People try to do it, but it's not the place. So Perpex Caleb said the fact that Dream had to address his political opinion because his stands were going wild or something. I kind of heard about this as well. Like again, Dream coming up, Dream drama happens, you know, at least once a week, probably something pops up. But it's been a while since we talked about it. But there's a screen cap here that says Dream Hangout. Dream Hangout is his like, I think like private Twitter that he has with like his private crew. But I guess he made a tweet April 6th, this was yesterday, said, not that my political opinion is important to my content, but I just thought I'd clear something up. I think Trump is an idiot, and I've thought that for a long time. I've never voted for Trump. I'm not a Republican, and anything you see saying that is just false. So yeah, I'm not exactly 100% sure where this take came from. Maybe I'll do a little bit of research into it until I don't care, but I'm guessing the fact of what Dream supports, which political party he supports, became an issue at some point in time, and he felt the need to take the stance and talk about this. And yeah, let's see how this turns out. Apparently, Dream continued with that tweet and said, "I've made this pretty clear and joked about it plenty of times on streams and stuff. I even used to bet on how dumb Trump's next tweets would be in the past. As a white guy growing up in a red area, I had a lot of more conservative views when I was younger and have openly talked about that. But being exposed to people outside of my local friend groups helped shape my views of today, and again, it's just not true." Guys, let me be honest with you, I did like 5 seconds of investigation and I completely blanked out because I just stopped caring altogether. So I'll just give a quick statement on, on how I feel about the situation, if you can call it a situation. I mean, there was enough of you guys who wanted me to talk about this that I'll address it. But yeah, I think it is always, I think it's kind of weird, you know, how like content creators and I guess anybody who is just a public figure always has to, like, you know, they have to establish where they sit. Are they red? Or are they blue? You know, do you support this? Do you support that? And suddenly by choosing one or the other, you split your entire, you know, fan base in half, because by being blue or red, when you pick that side and you say it publicly, you officially just, these people start hating you and these people start loving you, which I feel is incredibly toxic. Personally, I hate US government politics with a passion, especially on Twitter, just because there's so many people online whose personalities are just literally centered around being a political position. It's their entire personality. It's who they are. And I hate it. I hate them. I hate them for being these people, because usually they are incredibly toxic and incredibly polarizing. It is one way and everything else is terrible. I mean, yeah, you have people who can, I guess, lean in the middle or whatever, but it's even when you lean in the middle, By being in a place where you see both sides, you are still crucified and demonized, and I hate it. I guess what annoys me the most when it comes to all this stuff and political things, I guess dream and stuff, is that I guess it does matter, because eventually at the end of the day, they're going to regulate our lives, and I'm just like, oh God. So yeah, but yeah, that's literally all the energy that I have to talk about Dream and this whole political affinity thing. Dream is, I guess he's Democrat, or he doesn't like Republicans. I don't know. I don't care. So yeah, Thunderwing and like dozens of you guys said the fact that E3 is making a comeback. For those of you guys who don't know, E3 is an expo that's usually hosted every summer for video games. It's a video game expo basically, where they basically showcase all the new games from Nintendo, from Sony, from Microsoft. They have everything that you can think of in terms of just video games. A lot of people gather there up in California, and yeah, they just come to celebrate gaming. In case you guys didn't know, E3 used to be an invite-only kind of event where basically only exclusive people within the industry can come. However, it started to open itself to the public, but then, you know, COVID happened. So yeah, it got canceled last year, and they are now basically saying that this year is going to reopen up virtually. So yeah, there's some interesting details about E3 2021 being a little bit unique this year. I know a little bit of it, so I won't spoil it, but I will read this article that a lot of you guys posted for me to read in terms of Nintendo Everything. This is Nintendo Everything article saying E3 2021 announced for June, Nintendo participating. And yeah, it reads this. It's been announced that E3 2021 is set to return following a year-long absence. Several companies have confirmed their intent to attend, including Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two, Warner Brothers, and Koch Media. However, it appears that Sony, EA, Activision Blizzard, Sega, Bandai Namco, and Square Enix will not be involved, at least as things stand now. That's absolutely wild. I can't see an E3 without Sony or Bandai Namco or Square Enix. Like, these are big names. I think Square Enix usually gets its own showcase usually when it comes to E3. Now, maybe they will come in and then maybe they're just late to the party, but maybe this has something to do with all the unique showcases that go on. Like PlayStation now has its own state of the play. Microsoft, I don't know if they have their own showcase. I don't think anyone really cares. And Nintendo has Nintendo Directs, but I don't know. I mean, because things have changed with, you know, COVID in the environment and things being done virtually, maybe they won't participate. We'll see. The ESA will be working with media to quote unquote amplify and make this content available to everyone for free. But yeah, we won't have to pay to watch E3 this year since it will be virtual only. E3 2021 will take place between June 12th and June 15th. That's in 2 months. We're already in April. Geez. So yeah, that's in 2 months. So yeah, guys, that's the E3 2021 news. Just in case you guys were aware, I actually have been to an E3 and it was absolutely terrible. I wouldn't say terrible. It was kind of fun, but it was packed. The last time I went there, you couldn't move around. The lines were too long. It took like 2 hours to go through like one event line. And yeah, it was very, very hard to get around because it was open to the public. I mean, there were some cool things. I did see like Snoop Dogg walking around with a blunt. I saw a couple of celebrities just kind of just randomly wandering around. But if you wanted to do things and participate in a lot of the events that they had there or anything, it was very, very hard to navigate. But guys, in my opinion, with all these people announcing that they might not be at E3, I do think that E3 might be in a little bit of danger because now they have competition with the Game Awards, which, you know, the Game Awards has nothing to do with E3. On E3, it's a showcase for all the games and stuff. You come out there and show out the best games that you have. But when you have all of these showcases, when you have these Nintendo Directs, when you have the State of Play, when you have the Game Awards, when you have all of these more and more presentations that these companies are doing, you know, on the side, people are kind of wondering, is there a point to bringing this in? I think so. I think it'll be fine, but I do think it much more tailors to being offline versus online, but we'll see. All right, so I am a watermelon, and a lot of you guys asked me to talk about this. Jimmy Fallon streaming to over 150,000 people on Twitch while playing Among Us with Corpse Husband, Syakuno, Corpse again, and more. I think they meant to say Valkyrie. So yeah, guys, in case you didn't know, Jimmy Fallon, you know, the host of the, what's it? Is it the Tonight Show? Is it the Tonight Show? I think it's the Tonight Show. Let me just double check. Yeah, it's the Tonight Show. But yeah, he was streaming with, you know, Corpse Husband. You know, Corpse Husband, he's the guy with the very deep voice. And he also does a lot of music now. There's Syakuno, who's this really sweet guy with a very nice, calm voice, he kind of talks like this, and he laughs like this, and he says, "Oh, Jesus," and that's Syakuno. And Valkyrie, who's the #1 #1 female streamer in the world right now, and I believe she's also got Content Creator of the Year last year as well, so she's a very big deal. So yeah, they all streamed together, played Among Us. I think also some of the people from Stranger Things also played Among Us. I don't remember the stars' names, unfortunately. And yeah, that was a thing, but there was a little bit of, not drama, but one thing that a lot of people were talking about is Disguised Toast. Disguised Toast is basically one of the people who jump-started Among Us, and some people were basically trying to figure out why he wasn't actually there on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, just because he was just so important in the inception of Among Us, making it as big as it was. A lot of you guys pointed me to this article where it says Disguised Toast explains why he thinks he was snubbed from Jimmy Fallon's Among Us stream. And yeah, guys, the article in the beginning just basically does a lot of quote retweeting of this specific video that got posted yesterday. Video of Disguised Toast basically playing Among Us and basically talking about the situation, about how he wasn't hosted on Jimmy Fallon and what he thinks about it. So we'll go ahead and watch this really fast. It's 2 minutes, but it's probably really important to watch because, you know, it's basically Disguised Toast. He pioneered this game, and yeah, he has some feelings about it.
It's weird that they exclude the most popular Among Us streamer. I mean, like, I was big when Among Us first started, but I'm not as big as the others anymore, right? It just doesn't make any marketing perspective for Among Us or Jimmy Fallon to have me on instead of the others.
But why?
Right? Like, I'm always going to be fourth. It doesn't matter what I did for the game at the beginning. It's what is more marketable now. It's just business.
All right, let's look at this. We have Corpse Husband, which, all right, he's just big. He's huge. He goes beyond, you know, Among Us now. Corpse Husband is like almost an entity at this point, so yeah, it makes sense for that. Then you got Valkyrae, who's like the #1 female streamer, so that makes sense to bring her on as well. She's super huge. She's super big as well. And then you got Sykkuno. Sykkuno is Sykkuno. So, okay, so I mean, yeah, they're both 3 strong, you know, personalities, and they kind of extend past Among Us as well, where I guess maybe Toast is basically saying that he's kind of like, I don't know, maybe he hasn't extended himself past Among Us, or maybe he has tried, but it hasn't happened. I'm not sure. I know that he has a YouTube channel, and on the YouTube channel, all he does is post Among Us. That's it. He's gone 1000% into Among Us. So it feels weird not to bring him on, even though he's not even a variety streamer. He's just literally all Among Us.
This is not the first time stuff like this has happened. Like, I talk about it on stream a lot, is that my brand has always been very not good to just like feature. Like, even when I was on Twitch, right?
Why?
I wasn't part of their marketing of anything. Like, almost everyone in my circle were. Like, on TwitchCon, I remember seeing the banners of like a lot of my friends. And like when I arrived in California, I moved into OTV, like
offline TV. Okay.
And since then, it's,
I'm not sure what he means by this, to be honest. Like, I don't see what makes Toast not marketable. I mean, he seems like kid friendly in terms of like his brand, Disguised Toast, a toast that's disguised as a toast, but it's kind of like this guy's toast. I love it. It's brilliant. It seems marketable, but it's not. I mean, I don't know. Continue.
Like, I just know when it comes to like being a figurehead, I'm never gonna be their people's main option. Doesn't matter how much viewers I get. Doesn't matter how much I have an impact on the scene. It's just there's always gonna be someone better to promote than just like some.
I feel like it's a very defeatist attitude. I mean, sure, maybe just some marketing strategies can come into place. But he feels like he's very defeated from the situation, maybe because he finds himself in this place time and time again. And I don't know if this is a product of him just being him, or if this is a product of, I guess, to me, it just sounds like marketing. He needs some help marketing himself a little bit better to be a little bit more universal outside of just Among Us. But I could be wrong. I don't know about this stuff.
Guy. Is it a race thing? Is it a gender thing?
Is it a race thing? A gender?
Oh God, this is reaching dangerous territory.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me think about it. I mean, obviously he's Asian. I'm trying to think. Corpse Husband. We don't even know what he is, right? I'm assuming he's just a tall white dude, but I could be wrong. You got Valkyrae. She's a girl, obviously, and I think she's white. I could be wrong. I don't know. And then you have who's the third person? Sykkuno. Sykkuno's Asian. So that would take out the race thing, I think, right? And the gender thing. I mean,
from a marketing perspective,
Okay.
there's no reason why I stand out. Because if you look at me, if you just look at my content for a little bit, there's nothing that's interesting about it, right?
Okay. Okay. I can't accept the slander anymore. This is just all, you know, like he's slandering himself, bro. Like, Disguised Toast has a great personality, and the reason why I wouldn't feel like Among Us basically got boosted up in the first place is because of his personality. The way that he presented himself while playing Among Us was absolutely great and brilliant. He's great at getting people hyped to play this game that nobody was talking about. So yeah, in my opinion, and maybe this is just my opinion, this is somebody who's watched Disguised Toast a lot. I watch a lot of his videos. I guess the idea is that when he plays Among Us, he plays Among Us. He's a competitive player. So when he plays for high IQs, big brain plays, very, very technical details when it comes to being like a competitive player in all aspects. But with everyone else, when it comes to them playing Among Us, it has nothing to do with strategy or being good at the game. They just want to see people there because they're just a brand. They don't exist to be good at the game. They exist for the sake of existing, which is Corpse Husband. No one really cared if he played good or bad. That's why you have Saikuno. No one played if he played good or bad. No one cared, but everyone came to see Toast be like the king, the big IQ guide, I guess. And maybe that's just not casual enough for a place like Jimmy Fallon, you know what I'm saying? So, because Jimmy Fallon has no idea how to play the game. So it's more about bringing in people who aren't trying to play the game, if that makes sense. So yeah, I get what he's saying, but I do think a little bit of marketing and branding on his end will help him, to change his, if he wants to, it will help to change it and make it in a way where he can be more marketable. But I see what he's saying. But all right, guys, this lawnmower is getting on my nerves, so I'm going to end this video right now. Let me know what you guys think about the subjects that I've talked about. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about everything. I'm gonna head out. I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably on another reaction video. I hope you guys like it and watch the last one. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Take it easy. Peace.